running on its own. No, it's good.
Yeah, like I was just sat here and I'm
deal
like,
with
that.
It's
It's
like a
running.
ghost
Well,
having a
I've just turned it
shower.
off. I've just turned it off, but I was just very confused.
Be a
Ghosts
sign of
like
things to
showers
come.
too.
Oh
They're
dear.
live.
Hello, everybody. And nobody. Hello, future self.
Hello.
Yeah, I'd like to
Was
say
that
hello to
future
me
self
as
saying
myself.
back to me? Okay.
Maybe we should be warmer, more welcoming.
Nah. Go on then.
Fucking Monday, innit?
In Monday. I mean, you can't
Hi
be warm
everyone.
in
Nah,
Iceland.
even just pretending like it hurts my soul.
Yeah, you know they'll know it's insincere.
Yeah.
You mean we'll know it's insincere?
Look, we are who we are.
Welcome to Bonus Action Heroes, where a bunch of miserable arseholes play D&D.
Perfect.
But it's accurate.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
probably
really
the most
accurate.
accurate version we've ever had.
I'd refute the comment, but I can't really be asked.
Right, who's going to do a recap? You can remember. I think pretty much last session was pretty much taken up with getting away from a ancient white dragon.
Yeah, I can do a recap. I've got it.
He's got it. Go on.
I've got it. Yeah, we're fighting a dragon, and then Locke said, "Oh, I'll stay here and serve you." And then the dragon said, "Oh no!" The Locke pretending to be one of the dragon's minions.
Yeah.
And said, "No, these people are trying to help you." And then Hazel helped with that as well. And we managed to get away from them, but we owe them treasure. The treasure that we find in that ancient city of magic. And then a couple of us flew, and a few others just went on the sled. We lost most of our dogs, at least half of our dogs. Remember that.
And 2 polar bears.
And 2 polar bears, yes.
And Big Boy.
And Big Boy. And then we found some shelter to rest for the night. Everyone discussed the events of the day, and they were kind of concerned about how everything went down. And everything was Locke's fault, and that's pretty much the gist of it.
It's always Locke's fault. Everything's always Locke's fault. Yeah, so let's unpause the game, start the clock. That's where you find yourselves waking up at your camp. The embers of your camp are dying down. The bubble has expired. And you have a day. To do with whatever you will.
Did we have a plan?
Survive was the plan. We've done that at least.
Were we heading
Where are
along?
we?
We're heading along to the prison to find our way across.
I don't think we're anywhere near there, are we?
That's where we were going, I think. We were just making our way directly there. That's right. Because we had a discussion about going back to a town on the way, and we were going to head across and see if one of the towns survived, and if it did, drop in. If not, we continue round to the prison. I think that's right. That was our plan.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I mean, where are we? What is this place?
So you see what you can see on the map there, pretty much as it looks like there's a makeshift stone hut down here, down to the south of the map there. A little jetty with a small boat. It's all frozen solid now at the moment. And another jetty you can see across what used to be water and is now frozen over. There's a section of the ice that isn't frozen, over round by here, and you can just hear like the shifting of the water lapping at the sides of the ice.
Did I cast water breathing last session?
Yes,
What?
that will have expired by now, but
We've had a long rest
you've
since
all
then.
had a long rest instead. Which would allow anybody that needs to prepare spells to be able to prepare new spells for the day.
Doesn't so water breathing lasts for 24 hours.
Oh, right, my mistake then. Yeah, so
I
you,
think if I
Yeah,
did
you-
it before, if I didn't, I planned to, so we can retcon it. I thought we might have talked about it but not done it, but
yeah, you'll probably still have quite a few hours left on that then if it's 24 hours.
yeah, so if we do it before my my long rest, and so that should take us through most of the day.
Oh, you're casting it just before you go to sleep again, just to refresh
Yeah,
it. Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, no problem.
That was the bit I couldn't remember whether I just talked about it and not done it. But yeah, so
Okay.
we've all
Yeah, well,
got
I think you cast it before you started exploring the Dark Duchess as well, so I wasn't. There was the other occasion. Yeah, that's fine.
okay. But yes, so water breathing for everyone. And yes, I know we can still freeze to death.
Well, some of us can.
We quickly explore this abandoned cabin as we're here.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's any clue as to where exactly we are. I mean, it seems like some kind of dock. Can't see ships coming in, though.
I hadn't zoomed out and didn't realise that was there.
Yeah, anybody that wants to go over, there's not a great deal in it. It's very sparse, very basic. It's made of stone. There's a thin layer of ice coating pretty much everything in there. There is a bed in there with a thick knit blanket and some like rough bedding, but for warmth more than appearance or aesthetics. There is a small hearth where they built like a little fireplace in there. And there are a few pieces of firewood, a small store of firewood. Looks like it's been there a while. There's like woodworm and stuff, and wood's beginning to rot a little. But it would burn if you needed to. If you needed to light a fire. Yeah, you don't really find much else. There's no food or journals or maps, or it's just like almost like a safe haven, emergency safe haven.
Would have been nice to have known about this bed last night at least. So if we were in the hut, weren't we?
Have a look in the boat, see if there's any signs that it's being used.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything recent, though it's difficult to tell what with the weather. It is frozen, so it hasn't moved for some time, you can imagine.
Is this point here? Is that high? Is that raised?
The bit you're on is higher.
Yes, what's the play here? What is if we have any?
Well, I don't think there's anything of value here. I just wondered if I could get a bit higher up and see if we can see anything.
we decide last night where we wanted to go? Because I think we had a few different options.
Well, there's someone in the
It's-
prison that knows where this island might be, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, so we said we could go straight to the prison from here and hope that they will give us supplies and possibly dogs or a boat, or try to go to the city, well, the town, and then resupply from there, and then go to the prison. But it will take us as long to get to the town as it takes to get to the prison.
Yeah, because most of the towns are gone, and those that are left are as far south as they can be.
You know, this place is not going to get any warmer, and
No.
there's really less dragons flying about. So, where do you guys want to go?
If we go back onto the main map, you're just looking at some distances. As the crow flies, you've got about 25 miles to do from where you are on foot. Yeah, it's going to be about 25 hours.
Whole day walking.
Let's face it, it's 2 or 3 days, being realistic.
You can walk 8 hours before you start potentially succumbing to exhaustion.
It's 3 days before we can get anywhere, prison or town. Is that right?
You may be able to get to a town quicker, slightly. Let's see, nearest town, Bremen, is 12 miles.
Great question. So if we've had a long rest, has Big Boy managed to make his way to us, or would he have to also have the long rest and start making his way? Because I was thinking maybe he can pull a sled. Not quickly.
You currently have the facility to pull a sled. You've got 3 dogs and a elk.
I forgot about the elk. The bad.
But we can't
I
all fit
can-
on this sled.
I can also world shape if need be.
We don't have enough to pull all of us while on the sled, though, do we? So we're going to be walking, just putting
much
supplies on the sled.
What
Which
did you
food do
say,
we
Todd?
have? That's the question. How many days can we last?
Well, I'm still preparing spells, so I can take create food and water if you need me to.
You have 20 rations.
So, would you all feel safer if we went to a town first and then got some supplies from there, or would you like to brave it and get to the?
We have, yes, three days of rations, plus a bit. If we get held up in any way on the way, we could be in real trouble. Or we make a 2-day journey to town, replace the dogs, stock up on food and rations, and then make a bit more well-prepared journey north to the prison. I guess that's the decision to make.
People can always try ice fishing. I mean, there's a river. It's probably a fish or two in there. Probably wouldn't
And
be too much, but
we have people that can create food if need be.
Yeah, I'm not worried about food. I'm worried about being able to make a quick getaway. Not enough. Pull the sleds.
How fast were the sleds compared to us?
How past what? Sorry.
The sleds, how much faster are they than us?
They're about 3-4 times faster, significantly faster.
And is that with water walk on them as well?
No, I've had to think about that. Water walk doesn't affect them because they're pulling the sled, and the sled is designed to travel across snow as if it was land. So it's already under the effect of water walk almost.
Oh, okay.
But if you cast it on you, your walking speed would be quicker.
So it's just kind of the dogs and us that need it. Or the dogs don't, because that's what they go.
Just you, yeah. That's what the sled is designed for with the dogs.
Okay.
So speed is an issue. We can't escape situations quickly. We might have trouble stealthing.
I mean, there's not going to be many people out here. The only people that there will be well, it'll be beasts and creatures adapted to this weather. I don't think we'll see many others.
I think we should be well prepared for a fight regardless.
Yeah. I'm all out of advice. You all never listen to me anyway.
Well,
Hey, no.
I'm making an effort to listen to you right now and do the responsible thing.
Yeah, we've just gone into one fight unprepared. I know it's not ideal, but maybe we should just go to a town and make sure we've got supplies and dogs.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to come across many people up here. There's a reason there's not many settlements this far north.
It's bigger things that I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Are you saying we'd be safe to keep going as we are, or that we wouldn't be able to find anything unless we backtracked to Tin Towns?
Well, this part kind of belongs to her. So most creatures with half a brain will stay out of her way.
Hey!
That's not what I meant. Wild creatures.
Diablo might have taken a bit of my brain with it, to be fair.
I don't think it did. You're fine. I didn't mean it like that. Do you know what? I'm lost. I actually don't know what we should do here.
Well, if we were to... So we've got a 3-day walk to get to the prison. We've got a 2-day walk, or 1 and a bit days to get to a town. How long do we then journey, assuming we can get more dogs and supplies, how long is the journey then to the prison from Bremen or Targos?
Long way.
Rough calculation. You could save some time by going on the roads, which is a little bit quicker, but it's 30 miles from Targos. You could say possibly you could get 10 miles of that by road. So you could probably get there in 8 hours travel, a little over. You'd probably be a little bit short, but just over 8 hours from Targos to the prison.
So I'm not sure it's much. Well, that puts it into a bit more perspective for me. We have a 3-day journey on our hands either way. One with supplies and dogs, one without. Doesn't seem to mean much a decision.
Is supplies really an issue?
Well, but
No.
the dogs, we have a return journey to make once we've finished at the prison. I'm assuming we're going to prepare for that. I hope we are. I don't intend to. Yeah, I know we want to make our way across the ice, but we have to get back from wherever we're going over there somehow.
Would be good to let people know about the dragon and where to avoid as well. Now that we know where that tends to plant its arse.
Yeah, I think it's only us that are brave enough to come up here.
Plus, if we do the town, if we go to the town first, one of our days' travel will be on the sleds and not walking.
Red Reader, some walking might do you some good. Need to bulk you up a bit. How do you survive up here? You're so skinny.
I personally have found the dogs to be more of a liability than help on some occasions, so there's a trade-off there.
There's also the fact that if we do get more dogs and we sail across the sea, we may have to leave them behind anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So why bother getting more dogs?
I don't understand the reluctance everybody has to go to town. It's not going to make our journey longer, but I will do whatever the group decides. Cass, what do you think we need to do?
I think we should listen to talk.
I don't really know what to do.
You seem
Sorry.
to think it's best
I'm
to
just-
carry on.
I'm just fed up of going backwards all the time. But maybe it is safer. I don't. I don't know. I'll just leave it to you, Cass.
Well, my priority is the safety of the group, and the way Red Reader puts it, either way, it will be 3 days. We'll just have more dogs.
Which we might have to leave immediately after we're in prison.
Maybe killing more dogs.
We'll probably have to buy them as well. Don't know how much gold you've got.
Not much. Aren't they like 50 a dog or something?
Mm-hmm. You've probably got enough.
And then supplies for the dog. Yeah.
Sorry,
We
Nick?
might have to leave the dogs. And then we also have to buy supplies for the dog, and then we
Yeah.
have to leave them possibly. So
Oh, fuck it. Hands up if you want to keep going.
my hand is up.
And it's up to. I don't really know why though.
So that's helpful. That's 3 for going and 3 for going back to the towns and coming back.
We've not really achieved much lately, other than getting ourselves into fights that we shouldn't have been in. And Tok's always the one who's warning us, and his instincts are just a bit better than ours, so
I agree.
I'd rather just follow Tok.
However, Ares, if we turn into an octopus, we can win this vote. Well, Hans just looks around, waiting for a laugh, desperately. And he bows his head down.
Tok's laughing, so.
heard?
Hello.
I feel like you're on the fence.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm really only here because you paid me to be here. So,
So you'll go where we tell you to go.
yeah.
It's Edward gone.
I
He
don't
died
really
of
know.
frostbite in the night.
Oh, no.
He followed some polar bear tracks off into the night.
He could have been the deciding vote here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always have
Okay.
an odd number in your party.
That's why he
I can
vanished.
text him if you want, but he won't reply for God knows.
I trust Tok, and you all seem to trust me, and therefore, let's keep going.
Locke disappears for a minute, and then the other guy comes back and votes the same as Locke. And then he disappears, and Locke comes back.
Look, I literally just find.
Walks behind a tree and then comes out the other side.
Who was the good-looking fellow that just came from behind the tree?
So, is there anything more you guys would like to do here, or do you want to try and skirt around this area of ice potentially, and try and follow the coast around to the?
Is this all walkable on? He says, walking on it.
You don't know.
I'll step
Well,
onto it.
you put a foot on, and I mean, there's no cracks up here, and there's no water that seeps across, so it does look like it's frozen, pretty solid. How much weight, you don't know, but it's taking you, it seems.
I could also just ritually cast Water Walk on us. If you want to give me 10 minutes.
I mean, it should be pretty thick here. It's cold.
But you're also quite big.
What's that hanging? Is that a lantern?
It's difficult to make out at this. Make a perception check, please.
Not my forte.
Come on, Turnip. You've got this.
I mean, I think we should all go over there and check it out, because it's there.
That's what I'm thinking. It's there.
What if there's dogs living in there? Or supplies for days, and we just walk past it?
It looks like a bell that you might find at a dock somewhere, or
Where does this platform go to? That's what I'm curious about. Is this something under the
similar.
snow there?
It just looks like rock and a little bit of more solid ground, a bit similar to the side that you're on.
A dock without somewhere to store stuff in this kind of weather doesn't seem like a good idea.
It just strikes me as a bit odd that it's... That's why I'm wondering if there was some building buried under the snow or something, but it doesn't look like it.
Would it hurt? We could head over and have a look over the other side.
Puck will just carefully, slowly feel his way across and hope it doesn't break.
Yeah, you can make a survival check if you like.
Yeah.
Go alone.
Well, if I fall in, I'll be fine. I'm not very good.
You stamp your foot. This is going to be fine.
I will also be using shape right in front of him, so like freezing the water even more
Okay.
solid. So,
Okay.
but I can only reach that far.
So as you get a little bit closer, Tok, you notice sort of around this sort of jetty pier area and around this sort of section of broken ice, there's more like cracks in the snow, and the nice clean whiteness that you've been so used to seeing is sort of smudged and dirty and muddy, and even sort of the water looks quite murky. Normally it's quite clear because it's so pure and clean up here, but it's looks quite murky.
So it looks like the ice might have broke here.
It's difficult to tell from where you are, but you notice a change.
Might not be safe from this point. And I can see liquid water there as well, I'm guessing, on the
Yeah.
map.
Yeah.
It's just a bell. I'm just curious where the jetty goes. It kind of doesn't make sense there.
Do you want
What do
me
you
to
think?
go across? I'm only little.
What will happen to you if you fall in the water?
Terrible, terrible things, but I probably won't fall in if I'm really careful.
You just cast water walk. We've
Yeah.
been here for ages talking. What's 10 more minutes?
There we go. I will cast. Can you come back a bit, please? Let me just see what the actual distance on it is.
It's going to go over there.
30 feet, so I just need people to be within 30 feet of me.
Question is, what broke it? Something big's probably fallen through there.
Yeah, maybe the stars of a dragonborn. And then I'll ritually cast Water Walk. And that's 10, so all of us are covered.
Well, that dragon did like burrowing, didn't it? So maybe it likes to.
She said she'd been eating whales, so maybe this is where she goes under.
So
And
maybe
if
we
that's the
shouldn't be
case,
around here.
yeah, if that's the case, do we want to be around here?
Well, Laris has cast the spell now. We could have a quick look. We've been here all night, so. I mean,
Ed, who is the tallest and amongst the most heavily armored, is being a lot more cautious and careful at crossing the ice.
Okay. Tok, as you get up to the edge there, you see.
Want to have a look and see
Yeah,
if I can see anything down there?
of course. Yeah. You can see. First thing you notice really is sort of the mush around the edge, where it's like slush, dirty. And as you get to it, it's almost like oil. Well, it is oil. It's black. You get it into your fingers. It's oil. Thick black. And the rest of you doesn't take long. You see a few discarded barrels lying around, and it would appear that it's been deliberately put
Someone's
in.
put oil on the water and set fire to it to melt the ice.
But for the barrels that you see and the amount that you presume was put in, there doesn't seem to be that much here in the water. So it's either, as you presume, maybe burnt off, or it's been dispersed, or it was some time ago and it's just drifted away, or some other sense.
I haven't got a clue why someone would want to do that.
Cast
idea,
Red
Locke?
Reader, the bell that you see there is on a pole, humanoid height. The clanger, the dinger inside the bell is on a string or a rope, and it's tied up to stop it making a noise in the wind and clacking around and making noise permanently. So it's kind of tied up, wrapped around the pole.
This is a bit weird.
Maybe they wanted to fish.
Just careful, Tot, because just occurs to me now that we assumed something wanted to go from outside the ice under it, but it could also be something coming from under the ice up.
Yeah, but someone's burnt oil here to make this hole, so
And keep the hole.
I think it's, or keep the hole. I think it's someone up here going down. I
A
don't know.
dragon wouldn't need to do that.
No, and her breast's cold, not hot, right? So she
Well-
would struggle to start a fire. Perhaps we should back away.
Let's just.
The dragon you encountered had no problem burrowing through ice, tearing through ice.
That's right. Yeah, so she could have just dug through it.
Let's
I
just
mean,
put
Then-
this in.
it's still
See.
liquid, so... Sorry.
Does anyone have any means of looking down there?
I mean, I can swim down.
It's at the distance you were. It's I'm looking at a kind of an acute angle. It was murky, but with a surface layer of oil. But now that you're right up close and it's dispersed a little, there is limited visibility. You could it'd be tough to make out any clear detail, but you can see some way into the water.
There's no way you're going down there on your own. Let's just have a look inside. Maybe that will tell us more. And if not, fine. We can just keep going. Spending a lot of time deliberating when we all keep saying we want to keep moving.
I think we're just overthinking this. This is just, as you said, someone wanted a fish. It is incredibly cold. The ice was probably thick. The easiest way, just put some oil on it, set fire, melt the ice. I
Yeah,
don't think-
we're a bit on edge because of what we just experienced. But can't second guess everything.
No. I mean, I
Right
am
then.
slightly intrigued. It's a bit weird, but
What happens if you ring the bell?
We
Dude.
potentially attract. No. I can only see bad things happening with that.
yeah, we that's going to draw attention to ourselves. It's quite windy, but still.
Let's approach the house. Can anyone hear
I
anything
mean,
inside?
it could be that someone lives nearby and the bell will bring them out. Guess. It's a weird place for a dog.
Maybe it wasn't before winter got this bad.
Yeah, you might be right.
I mean, the only reason for a dock to be here is if someone regularly needed to go between the hut over the other side and whatever's on this island. So would it be worth just having a quick look onto the island to see what's here that might have meant someone had to travel over regularly?
I think so, yeah. It just strikes me as a weird place for the dock. You wouldn't have it there unless there was a purpose to being on that island.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, there must have been a reason for them to need to come over here regularly. It looks just like that little boat is a ferry across, but what would be on here that perhaps there used to be, or perhaps still is, some sort of rich hunting ground on here, or something that lives here that they used to get regular supplies from?
We could take the
If
opportunity
we
to
look
fish.
inside, we
Let's go
could
look.
find out. So if we're all very quiet and listen to just check no one's inside.
There's no building there or cave or anything. It's just rock. It's just a
Oh, sorry, that looked like I thought that
yeah.
was a.
No, it's No,
Oh, let's
you
just comb
discover
the
as you get
island.
closer.
Come on.
Let's have a quick look around the island then.
Yeah, perception checks. For anybody doing that, please?
I would like to cast guidance on myself because Hazel has taught me that that's something I can do regularly.
Cool. 30-20. Yeah, you don't see, other than what I've mentioned about the discarded barrels, there's no other like real structure or anything here. Debris. This here is almost like an arch, a rock arch that kind of spans over the hole in the ice, and reverts back down to where you stand and kind of levels out, and there's just lots of rock and boulders, snow covered and ice covered.
Does the rock arch look man-made or is it natural?
It looks natural. But as you look at it, Threadreader, there's you wouldn't have possibly noticed it at first, but only that it's directly over the hole, and you see what's left of like tattered rope. There's very little of it left, just the odd thread blowing in the wind.
Over the hole.
Yeah.
I'll point it out to top. Look above. You top, just look up. So something may have been hanging from the arch down that hole.
They've got water walking.
Yeah.
I'll walk out on the water and look up and see if I can see anything on the rope.
Yeah,
hope the dragon doesn't come out and eat me.
There's nothing on the rope. If there was anything on it, it's been gone a long time. The rope, you can't tell if it's been cut or if it's snapped because it's sort of that old and weather worn. It's just a frayed piece of rope, well, a couple of pieces in fact, that may have been lashed over the top at some point and are no longer.
Maybe they fished for something really big from here. And as I say that, I will walk back.
As you walked over the water, Tok, you didn't really see any movement or any kind of life or anything below.
This is a curiosity.
I don't think we're going to solve this mystery. I think we need to keep moving.
I think we need to ring the bell.
Why?
I
think someone might come.
Well, to be honest, I'd just like to ring the bell. I'm a simple man.
Well, there's one of two things could happen. The bell is to call someone, probably when the water is less frozen, to ferry you across. Or two, it will attract wildlife, which is probably very, very hungry and will be quite happy with a tin of paladin.
In brine.
That'd be fine.
I think it was like...
Didn't catch that, sorry. Thought Eris was going to ring it then.
I think you're probably right, Tok. I mean, the hut is over there, so it would make sense if this was just to call the ferry. But it does make me think there's perhaps more to this island than than is obvious to us, but never mind.
I mean, short of diving down and having a look,
I don't know.
which I'm willing to do. I mean, the water's cold, but I can take it.
The rock at the back of the... I've completely forgot the word of what we're on. So, was part of it kind of like walkable and part of it was...
Yeah.
So does it seem like it would have been a path at some point?
Yeah. There's probably a path of least resistance naturally, and that's probably been worn in more through use, and it's become a path, but it doesn't really lead anywhere per se. It's just they just kind of peter out into the tundra as a whole. But as movements and anybody who has approached it in the past, the movement gets restricted and concentrated into these pathways that have become more significant.
Think we're going to find anything else here?
You grab the dogs and move on.
Kind of want to go in the hole.
I do kind of want to see what's down there.
We're unlikely to come back. If you wish to explore, go for it. I'm curious, I have to admit.
I mean, maybe some rope.
I could always try and come with you.
How are you with the cold?
I can be something that's better with the cold than I am. Maybe. What's the R rating as a seal?
Something that a dragon might find tasty.
A seal. That would be very tasty for a dragon.
Don't have any rope, I'm afraid, Top, but
Okay, how do I break this spell, Eris?
I can let it go, but I'd like it if everyone else got the ice first.
You're not
Can-
just
can
let
you-
it go of me.
Can you select? I think you can select individuals, maybe.
I have 50 feet of rope, Tok, if you're insisting on doing this.
I don't know, everyone seems convinced there's more to this. I'm not convinced, but...
Then don't do it. We said we're listening to you and trusting your instincts. This is your home, where you're from.
Oh, look, they're melting this for a reason. There's ropes up there. So either they're using it to fish, and judging by the hole, fish for something really big.
So I don't understand why any one of us thinks it's a good idea to go down there and find out what really big thing could eat us.
It might be fun to kill it. It might be useful.
It might be therapeutic after the dragon encounter. I don't know. You're right. I think this place feels a bit strange, so we're all looking for something that's probably not here.
If it's not here, then you'll go down and find nothing. You come right back up, all refreshed. If there is, then we'll kill it.
I'm willing to go down if it will ease curiosities.
It's me. I'm fine to leave it and move on.
I am too.
Talk goes down, he doesn't go alone.
Like I said, I can go with him.
Do you want to go? You're interested in finding out what's down there? And
It just seems like an odd setup. But I don't want to cause any trouble. And if people think it's a bad idea, then we can just leave.
we don't want our curiosity to get us killed.
Then let's leave. Go.
Yeah, we don't need to do it. I don't feel in danger here, but I have no clue what's going on. It is weird. It's very weird.
Consensus?
Are we leaving?
Yeah, why not?
Happy to. I was I'm indifferent. I thought you were curious. It would far be it from me to deny someone's curiosity.
Well, I am
My
curious. But
curiosity, I want to keep people safe.
yeah. Yeah.
So, was it back to town or was it head on along the coast?
Along the coast.
Okay, you have some trudging to do. 25 miles, what do we say? That would be 25 hours worth of travel. Ferris is casting water walk, what we say. That would be like a road. So that'll be almost 6 hours with water walking.
It's a lot of
Sounds
casting,
quite-
but okay.
It sounds quite short. That's walking. 25 miles.
Yeah.
Oh, water walking lets us walk
With-
at normal speed, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's as if you're on a normal road, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so marching order, intentions, methods, or just keep the coast to your left.
Seems like the most sure way of doing it is to stick to the coast. Todd, this is your country. How do you suggest we travel?
Well, I would normally say stick to the coast, yes, but we may find it quite hard to stick to the coast, as we may lose a feel for where the water starts because of the ice. So follow the coast as best we can. There's not many trees up here, but yeah, don't see what else we can do.
I've got good eyes. I'll be on watch.
It would be better to stick close to the sleds and keep our eyes out, help support each other. A little bit worried about those cats we met once before.
Ah, yes, crag cats.
Yeah. I don't know what those are, so let's just carry on.
Oh, you're in for a treat if we meet those.
Okay, any perceptions, or anyone keeping watch or keeping an eye out, or?
Yep,
I will
yep,
try.
me.
I will try. Well, I will assist Cass.
I'll keep my eye out too.
I've got the eyes of a mole.
Iris would normally
Oh,
keep an
dear.
eye out, but she's still just thinking about how weird that dock is.
Yeah, me too. It was weird.
But
Jordan's
yeah,
gonna-
no, something's going on there.
There is like the player bit of my brain's like, there's a weird bell on a weird dock. We should ring it, but
I
I don't.
as player Nick, I would argue that the game happens to ring the bell, but I do appreciate the in
Yeah,
character.
like if this
That's
was
the
a video
challenge.
game, there would have been a weird light shining on it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe an exclamation mark floating above it.
Ed will be on his elk heading through the coast going, I wish I'd rung the bell.
I mean, it's not too late if we want to go ring it, but it's one of those weird things where I don't feel like my character would ring it, but the player's like, we should ring that.
Well, before you get too far, final chance.
I feel really weird not ringing it. I feel that we have to. Like I'm terrified of what we're gonna miss if we don't.
Locke rings the bell with Mage hand.
Oh shit!
There we go.
Are we going there?
Oh god,
Sounds
he's
like
done it.
As we're packing up to go.
Nice.
Everyone's packing
Everyone was
up,
waiting for someone else to
strapping
ring
things
it, I think.
down, and then as you're packing things into your bag from the camp, clearing up the fire, you just hear bong, bong. And everyone
God.
sort of stops, pauses mid-action, turns around. You see Locke with his hands behind his back, some
yeah, it's
distance
invisible.
away,
You
at least 30 feet away from the from the bell, but everyone's sort of
And
going.
yet,
"Mm."
and yet, I turn to Locke and say, "Locke!"
Nice.
And you wait.
Can everyone just be on the right side of the dock now, please? Just in case.
Oh no, you're all split, aren't you?
No, if we were packing up, we would have all been together, except for Locke.
Yes.
'Cause
And a minute goes by. 2.
It was just a bell. It's all fine. At least we now feel content that we didn't walk away without it ringing. Maybe it rang itself. There was no one near it.
And
a
Top
good gust of
voice
wind.
voices the opinion of everybody else there. Maybe it's just the bell. And then you see a shape under the ice. Shadow.
Fuck's
Move.
sake.
Locke, don't stand there.
Locke, get off the ice! Get off the
Look,
ice!
the ice.
look, everyone, Locke will cast fly on himself and fly fuck off.
Okay. And you see this shadow head towards the hole in the ice. It circles a little. It seems hesitant. And then continues on towards the hole. And you hear breaching of the surface of the water and a big exhalation, steam or vapor blowing into the air, cold air, and crystallizing as it kind of flash freezes mid-flight and blows away tinkling away on the wind. And you see what sight confronts you. Size, first and foremost, a mass, significant mass. Wood, flesh, rope. A few seconds longer, you realise it's a whale. Big whale. on its back and lashed to its back with ropes looks almost like a broken boat. And it just kind of bobs on the surface. And another through its blowhole. You probably didn't pick that up with the mic, but you can imagine.
And it's not attacking us.
A whale with a boat on it. Did I hear that right?
So annoyed
Yeah.
that this is useful. I felt vindicated for a second.
Okay. Eris is going to step up. Tiny Eris to the massive whale. I'm going to cast Speak with Animals. Is that displayed?
Oh.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello. You all here?
Oh, so it talks. How the fuck does a whale talk? You've just got Eris going.
Just go.
We're very sorry to have disturbed you.
Oh, quite all right. Quite all right. You're not the ones with the oil, are you? It would seem.
No, very much no.
Oh, nasty folk.
Oh, what? Do you know who it was?
No, they always chasing the likes of me. We're quite valuable in these parts, you know.
Oh, I can definitely tell.
Quite a significant resource. Us whale types. Oil, bone, meat.
Well, that's very rude of them, isn't it?
I know. How rude. You don't seem like that, though.
No,
seem
very
quite
much no.
Polite.
Well, thank you for saying so.
Well, it's a pleasure. My name is Angajuk.
Angajuk. Well, it's very nice to meet you. My name's Eris. And these are my friends.
I'm really confused. I'm not supposed to be able to understand these whenever I talk to them.
Never seen a talking one before.
Yeah, he's not just a whale. He's Angajuk.
Does he know he's got a ship
hello
stuck on his back?
Hello. I do like your hat.
Oh, you're a funny one. Yeah, quite the sense of humour, I must admit. No. This is a ship. It's a mode of transport. It's not a hat. No. I don't wear clothes, you see. No need of them.
But you surely don't need a mode of transport.
No, not for me. For folk like yourself.
You take people places.
I can, of course.
What? Oh, if you don't mind me asking, where do you take people?
Well, I was thinking, how do you get paid? Because if you don't wear clothes, you've got no pockets.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I see your confusion. You're assuming perhaps gold or monetary. No, that doesn't really interest me. There's no shops out there, you see. Nowhere for me to spend that sort of thing.
What do you require for your services then, good sir?
You're already paying me right now. What can you tell me? What can you tell me about life up there on the land? You're very eloquent, I must say. You have an excellent vocabulary.
Oh, well, thank you. I learnt it all myself.
I'm not sure I've seen one of yours before. You're smaller and greener. Still very pretty, I must say.
Oh, thank you. And Eris blushes and gets all shy.
But yes, wherever you may want to go.
Is there anywhere that you would recommend?
Not out there, no. Terrible place, really.
Just
Then why would anyone want to go there?
Very good question. My usual travelling companion. Haven't seen for some time, but that I take them to a very specific island all the time.
Oh, is it of any kind of historical significance?
Oh, I don't know about that sort of thing, but I haven't seen on top of it. I only really see the underneath side of things, you know.
Oh, well, my friend here, and I'll bring forward Fredrina, is very interested in areas of historical significance. So,
Areas
if it,
of historic. You would mean old things, correct?
yes,
Oh, lots of those down here. Lots of those down here.
absolutely fascinating.
this does sound. Yes. Yes. I don't know what to say. Can we go and see this island?
Very strange.
Absolutely. I would love to take. I mean, please, you share with me everything you know, and I will, of course, take you to what I believe are some of the most interesting sites I've seen. I've never seen anything like it down here before. This area is one of the most significant and interesting places up this region, I must say.
Eris will turn to the rest of them and she's like, "Can we go? Please, can we go?"
Who could we ask who your friend was? We might know them.
Well, I say friend, not much of a travelling companion, really. Very, not quite so talkative, if you understand. But yes, they bestowed me my gift, I believe. Allowed me to enjoy the conversation that we're having right now. Oh, obviously, seem to benefit this individual in their own way. I'm able to do the travel thing, you know, with the boat and the hat, the hat. Yes, we're able to do that. So, you know, there's that. But not very good conversation now.
Oh, there's a lot of news from out here.
Oh, you tell.
I mean, maybe one day, Eris, I've seen you turn creatures into other creatures. Maybe you could give this fellow legs for a short time. He could have a walk around.
I think I could.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
I might even be able to give him wings.
Legs and wings.
Yeah, maybe just one at a time. Not one leg and then one wing. That would be weird. But maybe legs first.
You, my little green thing, are magnificent. What is this wizardry?
Well, it's not quite wizardry. That he's better at that.
More magic. This gets better and better. Much better than those oil hunting folk.
Yes, I can
Yes,
tell you a lot
no.
about magic.
Sorry, what was that, Tom?
Just, I can tell you a lot about magic if you'd like. If that would help pay for.
I would really love that. I'm not sure I would understand it, but I love listening to people talk.
Please, can we go?
Okay, so
Hop
if we
in.
just glaze over the fact that yes, we've gone from peril to failed tour guide. Does everyone presumably will be underwater? I know we've got water breathing. Thank you, Eris, but is everyone okay with the cold?
It's very cold.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Well, I could cast my heart on in the boat, and we could sit quite comfortably for a time.
Well, it is quite
I
cold
will
out
try-
there. There's no denying that. But all my previous passengers have never complained.
Excuse me,
They
good
stop
sir.
having
Where-
conversations with you after the trip.
Oh yes, very much so. Well, of the limited variety, as I said earlier, you know.
Thread reader, maybe there's some magic cast on the hat. That means that people could travel. Would you take a look?
Yes.
Hey, you take a look.
Can I? Yes. Would you mind if it's no problem, if you just hang around here with us for a bit, and I'm going to cast a spell, and if you like, I'll explain what I'm doing while I'm doing it.
Oh, fascinating. Please do continue.
I've just worked out what's happening. I am still asleep.
So I shall cast as a ritual detect magic on detect magic, and I'll move up next near him, and I'll explain in great detail exactly what I'm doing, and as technically as I can, while I'm casting the ritual.
Okay, 10 minutes, is it?
Yes.
Meanwhile, here does Jonah sit on the edge of that dock but under the bell and smoke on his pipe and try and unpack what the fuck is going on.
Anytime Fred Reader goes quiet while doing his ritual for any reason, Eris will just start explaining to what was the name?
Angerjuk.
Angerjuk about her favourite stars and just what they mean. And we'll ask him about how he navigates. Does he use the stars? And just have a lovely little conversation.
Oh, that's amazing. You have names for them. And I've never
Oh, yeah.
noticed until you pointed. They do make patterns, don't they? I don't recognise some of the patterns. I presume they're from the surface. But honestly, that is fantastic.
It really is, isn't it?
Oh,
And
yes, so
the-
much.
And they're always watching down on us, so they know so much.
Do they? I bet they're even older than some of the things down here.
Oh, very much so.
They must be.
They have such a history, and they know each and every one of us.
Really? Oh, that tickles. What's you doing, good sir? Is everything okay? Is everything going to plan? Yes.
Yes, I'm just attuning the winds of magic that are moving, the etheric winds around your back, so I can
keep
see
talking.
detect which sort, if there are any there.
Oh, the way you... I don't even know what most of those words meant, but the way you say them? Fantastic.
Whale's flirting with a... I don't know what's happening now.
Yeah.
I've never heard a sentient whale getting randy over magic talk.
It makes this so weird.
Thank you for ringing that bell, whoever didn't ring it.
You can ring my bell. A little bit of enchantment, a little bit of abjuration. But yeah, you would presume that there's definitely some magic there, focused on the boat itself. The boat itself looks, I mean, it's structurally sound enough to sit in, but there's planks missing and there's seaweed hanging off it. And if you wanted to float in it, you wouldn't get in it probably. But based on the fact that Threadreed has discovered this kind of enchantment, there's a good chance that you may be able to get in.
Yes, I mean, I think we should give it a go. If nothing else, for the conversation.
This guy knows. I like him.
How are you pointing at the touch reader?
Can you not see my fin?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Below the water. Is this happening?
Oh, Cass, please, can we go?
I mean, I'd like to see an octopus's garden or something. I think it'd be pretty
They're
cool.
all turned around to Cass and gone, please, Cass, please, can we go?
So I'm either asleep or I was totally wrong that this was the thing, and
This is everything.
this could be the way to find the island.
Yeah,
He did mention an island.
this could be the way to find so many places.
Sometimes in life, you just have to ring the bell.
Exactly. Sometimes in life, you
It's
just have
present,
to.
sometimes it's a whale. You never know unless you ring the bell.
I don't know why you're all looking at me. I'm surprised you're not in the boat right now.
Well, we don't want to do anything to upset anyone, and we don't want to cause any trouble. But Mangajook's really nice.
I am quite nice.
I just get a very good feeling about this. I think this is what we needed to happen. And now we can make a friend, and he can learn from us, and we can learn from him, and we can get where we need to go, and everything's just adding up, and I can feel it in my toes.
So you're not gonna like take us and abandon us somewhere, or like try and feed us to something it's a little hostile or something, are you?
Oh, I know I'm not. Well, not deliberately, of course. I mean,
Insight check.
yeah, go on. I've explained this is not a nice place out
Got a
here.
natural one. Yeah, I believe him entirely.
It's very difficult to read the facial expressions of a giant
Of a
sperm whale.
giant whale.
Inside
Okay,
whale
well.
check.
Is a sentence I wasn't expecting to hear tonight.
But what are we gonna do about the dogs?
I was just dealing with that. Oh, should we release them?
Well,
How big is the boat?
could we leave them in the hut for some shelter and hopefully, well, if this island that Agashuk speaks of isn't where we need to go, we could return and see to them. At least they'll have some shelter.
I just have a feeling we're not coming back. We should give them a fighting chance.
But why can't we take them with us? Like, how big is the boat? Could we fit them in the boat?
It would be pretty tough.
There's no
But
no
they'd
point.
keep us
We've got the
warm.
We can't bring the sleds as well. He's a whale, not a pack mule.
That's true.
I'll let them go.
You could always tell Big Boy to come and wait by the sleds. If he ever gets away from the dragon.
Eris, your spell that you cast to speak to Angachuk, you need it, but could you ask the dogs to stay near the hut for a day before they run away?
Tell them to go back to a friendly person.
Well, I
Who can look after them.
I can
Back to
cast
the
it
towns.
again.
I can ask the dogs too. I just won't be able to understand how they take it.
Well, 1 second. I did it as a panic reaction before, so I didn't cast it ritually, but I can cast Speak for Animals ritually, and then I can go have a conversation with the dogs and just...
Okay.
Either... Do you want me to give them directions of where to go and what to be careful of, or do you want them to stay around here?
I think I'd be happier sending them back to 10 towns where they can be looked after.
Would it hurt to ask them to hang around for a little while just in case we return?
Just seen the rest of their pack die. Let's let them go.
You can always ask Vulcan. Well, I can tell Vulcan to go with him back to town as well.
Or we can use them as rations, possibly.
That seems a little much.
Cass is refining her Paddington hard stare.
I think you just talk to them and tell them to We leave them some rations, give them a good feed, and then we tell them to go back to the nearest town.
Oh,
And
apologise for
find
the
a friendly
trauma.
person.
Okay, I'll I'm so happy about the well. I'm not going to ask you to RP some dogs. I will literally cast big animals, and I will have a quick chat with them. 5 minutes of counselling, and then a couple minutes of directions and instructions, things to be careful of. Avoid the dragon. Stay away from the dragon. Anything that looks, sounds, or smells like a dragon, other than Tok, stay away from it, just in case. And
I mean,
be quick.
there's a couple of heads over to one side. They didn't really need to be told to avoid a dragon.
I know. I panicked a bit, and we feel really bad for what has happened, and that you've gone through all of this, and we just really want you to be safe. That's all.
I'd like an animal handling check, please, with advantage.
Where's animal handling? There it is. $23.
Okay.
That started to roll and then disappeared.
You think they've got the message?
Herd will shout up to Velkin as well, and he'll just say, "Can you go with them to make sure they get back to town okay, and call you back if I need anything?" I
Head
imagine.
lowers and shakes a little bit. Which you has come to recognise as an affirmative confirmation.
It can talk back to me.
It's just choosing to ignore you.
No.
No.
Rude.
It understands you. It will do as you ask.
Not.
Well, I did get it eaten by a dragon. I suppose it's not very talkative right now.
If you need Velkin, he'll be able to come back. He won't need transport. Is that right?
Oh no, he's a celestial elk. I can just call him back and he'll just appear.
Okay.
Talking whales, celestial elks.
Yeah.
It's a weird day already.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned that before about him.
All just a bit much. Locke.
Yes.
Do you have sending? Because I didn't prepare it today.
I always have sending.
Okay, well, I guess, do you mind using sending?
Yeah, I can use it. What do you send it? You want to speak to the townspeople, let them know the dogs are coming?
No, actually, I was going to say, can you speak to Speaker Devessa in Bryn Shander and say, I'm going to send my shield guardian there and tell it. Don't know if I can do this with my... I don't know if I can do this, but I would want to say, head to Bryn Shander and listen to... Find Speaker Devessa Shane and listen to what her instructions. Is that too much?
I'd have to check.
So you're saying that the shield guardian, I'm saying to the people in Bryn Shander to expect the shield guardian.
Yeah. Don't be afraid. It won't hurt you.
How long will it take the shield guardian to get there?
Don't know. A couple of days?
Could I send it before we go to sleep on the day before it arrives? Because a third level spell slot, and I might need that.
Yeah.
I send it like it's not gonna get there for like 2 days, and I send it like right before we take a long rest.
It shouldn't be able to get there in under a day, should it, Steve?
Looking now, it's 20 miles. It's not particularly fast anyway, is it? 20 miles. Yeah, but looking like Oh god, yeah, it'd be a few days probably.
Okay, do it before bed if we've got a third level, or I can prepare it tomorrow.
No, I can do it. Before.
Yeah, there's no point trying to get it on the back of a whale. And it's nearly died twice now, so let's just send it to be helpful elsewhere.
The big whale.
I never get used to how many things you have. You always have lots of things.
It's because we have pockets.
Oh wait, no, I can't tell it that. Shield Guardian's bound to the amulet. It knows where the amulet is. It doesn't know where Bryn Shander is. It's not clever. Shit. I'll just tell it to stop at the ice. I guess. I can... Oh, I don't know. I can call the Guardian to travel to me.
It's not that far away. Is it?
Yeah, but we've waited long enough.
Okay.
My fear is it's just going to walk across the ice and into the ocean.
Yes, that is true.
You know what? Stop. Let's just tell it to stop, and I will
Do
pick
that.
it up when I'm back.
We can do that.
Okay.
I hope it's not in a horde by then, encased in ice. Ooh.
We doing this then?
It would keep it safe.
Yeah. So, are we going? You're going to love this.
I'm very excited.
Sorry, did somebody do an insight check and I didn't get to it, did I?
Rolled 1.
I rolled a 1, yeah.
Ah, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I
Yes,
think
of course
it's
I wouldn't
fine.
deliberately take you somewhere that was dangerous and feed you to something. But like I say, there are things down here similar to me. I've not seen anything as big as me, but smaller, but have more teeth and fast. But I tend to know the ways to travel, avoid them for the most part. Honestly, of late, there's more danger above the surface level. Lots of things with the wings that you said, flying things, hungry things. Oh, terrible business. Much safer underneath the waves.
Oh, flying things have been about.
Oh yes.
That's not good news.
No,
What have they
no.
looked like?
Oh, they've got the wing things and some legs with sharp things on the end. Oh, terrible business.
We met one of them recently, I think.
This makes it sound like there's more than one.
Honestly, I don't hang around to find out, if I'm being honest. I dive. You understand?
Okay, well, as long as you're being safe, we don't want you getting harmed in any way, shape, or form.
No. I mean, obviously, I need to surface every now and again. I need to take a breath, of course.
We cast water breathing on a whale.
Yeah.
It wouldn't need to come up then.
Seems weird, but I could do it. Would that help the journey at all?
You don't know, but seems to make sense. In Eris's mind, at least.
None of this makes sense.
Well, this is really surreal.
you say it's going to be a couple days' journey, right?
Oh, I would imagine so. Especially if you want to see. I'm going to show you the best places, of course.
Oh, that's going to be amazing. Thank you. I'll maybe wait until tonight and then try water breathing. At the moment, I'm a bit worried I'm going to somehow manage to make it suffocate. Something will go wrong. I know that's not how it works, but I don't want to hurt my new friend.
Oh, I've just realised I have Zone of Truth if you want to try and get any honest answers out of it if anyone suspects it's not being entirely honest.
No, I think he's an absolute darling and
You want
must
to
be
interrogate
protected.
a whale?
For reasons beyond our comprehension, this feels like the most trustworthy creature in all of 10 Towns.
He
Beyond.
looks like a massive mushroom. Maybe that's it.
What it is. This is the mushroom of Icewind Dale. We found it.
This is the creature that Hazel is going to adopt in this game, or try to.
Already done.
I think the creature's
I don't know how you're
adopted
going to
Eris.
take it with you.
Oh, like if you guys die, I'm just me and the
Just gonna
whale
go
are
and
just
spend
gonna
a life
do
with a whale.
sea tours. Gonna be a
Captain
new
Eris.
tourist attraction.
You're gonna be like that guy on the back of the dragon for all eternity, but it's just you lashed to the back of a whale's boat.
Yeah.
Yep, it's canon.
She used to be a lot more talkative.
This is my origin story for becoming a sea hag.
So Angerjuk kind of rolls slightly in the water. His fin comes and just flaps his side. Come on then.
So, shall we?
Yeah,
She's in that boat.
Yeah, Frederick is probably scrabbling with Eris to be the first one up on the boat.
I'm saying goodbye to the dogs because I care.
Anything from the sleds you need or want to shed? I'm assuming you're leaving the dog food behind. You'll take your own
leave
rations.
the dog food. I assume we're going to disconnect them from the sleds so that they can just run.
Yeah. Okay.
What do we have on the sleds? I think it's just us, and we've got our backpacks.
Right. Okay. Or was the tent and things, or was that in a bag?
Can move it into the bag of holding.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
We've got the hut now, so.
Unless he's used all of his spells.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Can
Oh
always-
no, the tent is in the bag
In the
of
bag,
holding.
is it? Oh, you'll be good. You'll be good.
I'll remove the dog rations from the bag of holding. We've also got Durf's warhammer, half plate armor, and a Durigar head. Maybe we should get rid of the head whilst we're here.
That does not look pretty.
I heard a warhammer and a half plate, and
So I've been going out without my half plate for all this time, and you had a set in your bag the whole time.
Maybe.
It's only one more armor class. It's fine.
And Barden's like,
I thought you
Warhammer?
didn't wear
Warhammer? Half
armor
plate?
now.
Only because it was broken. And okay, let's go.
if
I'll offer it out so you can see it.
the plate or the hammer,
Both.
both.
It's half plate. It's not full plate. And I think it's dwarf sized as well.
Yeah, that would be a little awkward.
Yeah. I think that's the real reason I'm not wearing it.
Is there anything fancy about the hammer?
Weapon has psychic resonance, and if attuned, can deal additional 1d10 psychic damage.
I mean, that sounds like something that would take my fancy, just extra damage. But I don't think an 8-foot-tall Furbolg would fit in Duragar half plate.
Don't think it's magical, so it wouldn't.
It won't change size.
No.
That's the real reason I'm not wearing it.
Oh well, I can take the hammer.
Should have
For the
done
time
that,
being.
Shander. Never mind.
Forgot we had that.
I can take the hammer in lieu of payment or something, because you haven't actually paid me so far.
I thought you were here to help.
Well, I am,
You
but
just...
yeah, I
I
was.
left it to Streamview, not you. There you go.
There's usually money. We haven't seen any money pretty much since Waterdeep, to be fair.
We have a lot of things worth money.
Do we?
Have a lot
Yes,
of
Snitch
money.
left me a bag of stuff that I need to add to this.
I have a lot of money.
You do?
Yeah. I've got 50 platinum and a bunch of gold. I don't buy shit.
What do you spend it on, really? I've never quite understood.
Nothing. I'm
I've
self-sufficient.
been giving it to Copper and trying to help 10 towns feed itself, rebuild itself. Could go towards that. Or you could pay the man.
I don't remember us agreeing to pay him anything.
Who are we
I mean,
paying?
if you're here to be paid, you're probably in the wrong profession.
Well, I mean,
We definitely promised him payment, so
We can
Did
have
we?
the fancy hammer.
That hammer's got to be worth 3,000.
why are you trying to haggle with our own? He fought a dragon with us. He can have the hammer.
Well,
I mean, if I was to
have a
criticize,
share of
he didn't
what.
fight him very well, did he?
Well, we can have a
What?
share of
Look,
whatever
hit
we
it.
find, as is always the case. None of us are getting paid. We're doing this because we want to make a difference, not because we want to get rich. But yeah, we find treasure, and you're welcome to your equal share of it.
okay, cool, thank you.
Can we get on the whale now?
Right now I'm doing
We're
this
already
with
on the whale.
fucking whale. Can we get on it?
And as the whale lowers, you see that water lapping up against its flanks. Then it laps against what's left of the boat and where you're sitting. And as it gets to the gaps in the boards and the edge and the gunnels, it just hits like an invisible wall, like glass. And it continues to lap, and then it gets over to the top of where you're sitting. And it's like similar to Threadreader's dome. There is a bubble around you, magical bubble. It doesn't feel cold, like you're in the water, and you were able to breathe.
Whoever did this was very gifted.
Yes, very much so, but not in the art of conversation. You understand?
So who did
Have a
do
name.
this to you?
I understand her name to be Anger.
Never heard of them.
I assume my own name has some reference, Anger Juk. Nevertheless.
You know what juk means?
No. Do
They
you?
happen to say it in this way. Anger, juk! And then, like, give you a slap on the side. Expect you
No.
to go,
No, that never happened. No.
okay.
No. It's an interesting point, though, of course. I just wondered maybe if it meant something in your language, or any other languages you may have known. Anyway, it is what it is. And, well, off we go.
Does it mean anything
it?
to someone who speaks Dwarvish, Elvish, Halfling, and Undercommon?
Do I recognise it as being? There's a lot of languages, but
There is a lot of languages, but there is one language that you wouldn't know. But Eris might, Druidic.
Yep.
And it probably just means whale.
Oh,
So what
no.
does anger mean?
Well, Angerjuk said that the person who gifted it was named Anger, so it's Anger's whale.
So then we don't know what juk means, or it's just
Well,
an
Juk
extension.
probably means whale.
Yeah.
This is Whaley McWhaleface.
Yeah.
So I doubt a person would have been called Whale.
No, the person was called Anger, who named the whale Angerjuk.
Anger's whale.
Anger's whale.
Oh, okay.
Not very imaginative. So, Anger's whale has a great time talking to you incessantly over the course of the next few hours, days. Possibly doesn't realise that you may need to sleep and just continues to talk anyway. And take on a beautiful, picturesque journey.
We can sleep in shift.
Yeah, okay.
I am talking to this whale as much as possible.
Likewise.
Okay. Well, anything specific, then shout out. Otherwise, I'm just kind of montage it. You can have the conversation by all means.
You do the under the sea dance, let's be honest.
Yeah, I think V might kill us if we start. If we just
No, I
spend-
won't.
Oh, yeah. Do you really want an hour of a wizard, a goblin, and a whale just having incessant conversations?
That sounds like the start of a really racist joke.
I do want that. That's really all I want. I've just been completely thrown.
Eris will tell him all about goblins and what goblins are because he's not seen them before.
Mm-hmm.
She will explain druidic magic as much as she can.
Mm-hmm.
She will do her best to teach him the alphabet in common.
Okay.
So that if he sees any ships that have their name written on them, he'll know what they are.
Okay. He may not pick it all up, but okay. He's fascinated and he's a willing learner. He does have some familiarity with the druidic magic you describe, so he may have seen that more than anything that maybe Threadreed would or could have done, or Locke. Very picturesque, beautiful things that most of you would probably never have seen before in your life. Things deep under the ocean, and the light goes pitch black at certain points, and you can't see anything. The whale, you assume, knows where he's going, and you see various ruins, sunken towers, stone structures, ships, statues, all the things that you would expect to see under the ocean. And you notice on occasion when he comes up surface for air that he comes up at some speed and punches through the ice to make an ice hole. But he always spends the bare minimum of time there and is quite nervous and is always looking up. And when he's kind of...
Does it hurt to do that?
Oh, no. No, it was quite a tough nose, you see. Is it a nose or a head? I was only really taught in human anatomy, but is it my head or nose? But either way, it's particularly tough and doesn't hurt me in the slightest. No.
You don't seem to really like going to the surface.
Well, I like the fresh air, of course, but like I say, most danger is above the surface these days. The flyy things.
Cover your eyes out here.
Oh, very kind of you. I don't see so well in the dark.
If you would like, if there's any point where you're particularly concerned about breaking the surface, I can make it so that you can breathe underwater. I'm sure it won't be as refreshing as the fresh air, but it would mean that you wouldn't have to break the surface.
Well, that is fascinating. You can do that.
Well, I
is it a magical straw that's really, really long?
And no, it just allows you to find and to take in the oxygen from the water around you.
What's an oxygen?
Okay, so everything is made up of tiny bits of stardust, and then they vibrate at different rates. And she'll go off on one, and then she'll cast.
This is the weirdest coach trip I've ever been on.
It'd be fucking amazing, and you know it. This is like a car journey with Hazel when she really goes off on one.
Road trip, whale trip.
Yeah, so if we've done like a day's journey, I'll make sure I've got water breathing, and I'll cast water breathing on him for a bit to see if he gets on with it, and if he likes it, I'll continue. Like that'll do 24 hours. So just while we're with him, he doesn't have to break the surface if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, it seems to work quite well, and he wouldn't need to break the surface. He's again fascinated by the whole process. It's a new experience for him. He's pink and tells you as much as every opportunity. And travel montage, you continue on like this for a few days.
Oh, at some point he's hearing the good word of Lathander.
Oh, right, and he will take it all in.
And then I'll realise I'm preaching to a whale.
Yeah. He at some point remembers that you mentioned an island and maybe wanting to go to the island. You may have been able to get there much quicker if he'd have took a direct route, but nevertheless, he wanted to show you everything he wanted to show you. And he says, well, you did mention about more dangerous areas. I would say that this particular island, I do see the flyy thing more often than not. I do tend to steer clear of here if I can, unless, of course, a passenger wants to go, and I do so. But mainly when it's dark, I don't really see so much of them in the daytime when it's light or lighter, of course. And it seems to be a regular thing that this particular creature from this island does go out, I would say, every night. So, if you insist on going here, then do please bear that in mind.
Well, I can make sure that you can breathe underwater, so that once we're on the island, you don't have to come up, if that would help.
Oh well, I could I could just come up much further away. A few miles would probably be fine.
Okay.
But thank
and
you.
say, and you say it's around every night.
Oh, I'd say so. It begins to get dark. Yes, it makes the lights you see. You know, the greens and the blues, turns the sky into an ocean.
No, 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 no.
How?
I will return to the rest. And I'm like, why do we need to go to this island again?
We
Noticeable
were
of the
just
white.
interested. Now we're.
How does this creature do that to the sky?
Oh, it's beyond me, I must tell you.
What does it look like?
It's got the wings, the flappy wings, and he does the little fin motions like a Nemo. It does the flappy with the wings. Yeah, so it's very big.
Is it
Oh.
as big as you?
Oh, I would say so, yes.
Do we know? This is just a random island. We didn't know the location of the island where the codicil might be. Are we sure it's this one and not another one?
You said it was you wanted to go where most of my passengers went, no? This is the one where the tall fellow there, Morgul, good sir, you were interested in some of the structures down below. I believe the one on this island was below, and it's been lifted. This is a new island, relatively speaking. It never used to be here.
You're the other travel companion. The last time you took them somewhere, were you taking them back from the island, or were you taking them to the island?
Back, yes, back was the last time.
Is there
Okay.
somewhere we can call you, like another bell, if we want to come back?
No, not here. Not that I know of. I've heard one at least, that's for sure.
If we were to send
This,
you
this thing with wings, is it scaly like me?
Scaly? No, you would be. That would be the other one over. That's the one that comes out in the daytime. Terrible business. Yes, I avoid that one over. And he indicates to the west. Yeah, that's the danger that way. That's the daytime danger. Over this way, yeah, no. It's the nighttime danger. It's terrible business. But how do you even survive? You should come and live down here with me. Seriously.
Sirius may do that.
I'm quite tempted.
Can we make sure we arrive at the start of the daytime, and could you come back to get us just before the end of the daytime?
Could we send a message
Leave
to
very
you?
long.
We could send a message to you to come and get us, and then you can stay a safe distance from the island.
I do that, I suppose. It's
Yeah.
very dangerous. Honestly, I worry for you. I can go down. You're going to walk about up there. I thought you just wanted to see it where it was. And
Well, I fear we might need to go onto the island and investigate what's on it.
well,
But I can
suppose.
if I can speak to you in your mind if you're happy and ask you to come and get us if you're happy to do that, take us back.
Okay. Okay.
What was this about? It's a new island. The old island's below or something. Did I?
No. Yes. I'm quite familiar with most of the surface structures that have now found their way down here, as I've shown you in quite some detail. I think you'll find, but nevertheless, one of my favourites was the one that looked like a skull. You know, a skull when a fish dies and begins to rot. The skull It's shaped like that. That one in particular was a favourite attraction that I used to show people all the time, but it's gone. When I know where it's gone, it's up there now. So it's been lifted, you see, and this whole mass here is new. It's been created, I believe.
Does that happen often?
No, first time I've ever seen it. But then again, I've only really had the wherewithal to notice such things in the last year or two, so maybe.
If this is what I'm concerned it is, do we know how long she's gone at night to cast to sow her magic?
I can't imagine the Frost Maiden has wings.
No, but she obviously has another creature, the creature that Angajuk is concerned about.
Well, she has wings.
She
Or
just
she
rides on
has
something.
wings.
She could ride on something with wings.
But if she goes at night, doesn't she? That's when we see her. She's seen in the sky. So we could go to the island at night when she's gone, and then
Odd idea.
we just have to, if we look around very quickly, and then we can leave. But to come all this way and not doesn't make sense. But I don't want us to get into any bad situations. So if we're very, very careful, and we go when we know she's not here, and you can see her starting to hyperventilate a bit.
We've spent all this time trying to find it, and now we found it. So
Well, yes, precisely. We have the lead now, so
I think it's
this
a good
could be
idea.
it. This could be where the codicil is.
I mean, we came up here for this, right? This is why we're in Aspen Vale, because we want to get the Frost Maiden, so of course we're gonna go.
It is.
And
Well, maybe if we
will, it will be a very, very, very bad situation for all of us. Probably a very big fight with the goddess. Just so we all know what we're walking into. That is what's going to happen. We're going to fight her, and that's going to be very bad.
maybe we can find some weaknesses, or this book that Velin wanted. Maybe it's got some thing we can use against her.
I mean, well, if we're very careful and we go at the right time and we don't dilly-dally, then this could really help.
Yeah, a plan this time for sure. Not one of mine.
I agree. This is the opportunity that we've been working towards. I know we had a close call yesterday, but
well, if we don't do it, what have we been doing all this time trying to get here?
exactly.
Well, obviously this is an opportunity. I just didn't expect the codicil to be in the same place as...
I already knew I didn't trust Velin, but this brings even more questions. Why is the book that she wants on this island?
Well, I suspect it's her book. We're here to take a book from a goddess.
Well, we might, in the process, be helping 10 towns.
Precisely.
DM, have we got time? Like, what kind of time of day is it?
You guys are in control. I've taken 3 days worth of rations off you. You've been traveling for 3 days. You don't have enough food to do that again. But within the 24 hours, you can specify what time you want to break the surface and board the
We could
island.
use up spells for like create water and
Yeah, I
stuff.
would have done create
Sure.
food and water, yeah.
Sure.
So we'll have stockpiled for a bit.
Why are we only learning this on the last day?
What did you think we were here for?
The codicil!
Do you think it was just going to be on an island on its own?
Well, I thought there'd be something, but I didn't realise it'd be her.
Well, it might not be her. It might just be something that works for her.
Well, the spirits at Jarmuth had given you an indication.
So this told us it was made by the worshippers of her. So I assumed that we realised it was going to be around her somewhere.
And Angajuk has talked about bringing visitors to the island, and I suspect they may be people like Yazelm. They're priests. Perhaps they are to the Frost Maiden what you are to Lathander. I think anyone's suggesting we confront her.
Are we not planning to confront her?
Well,
I
I
don't
think
think we're ready for that. If we can't fight a dragon,
Well, we don't know how strong she is, let's be frank.
We don't have strong than the dragon. We don't have strong at all.
And the book might tell us, and that might tell us whether we have a chance. And if we've got a chance, then we should do it.
Well, let's do the first job we came to do first. Let's take the book. And if we can do it without her knowing we're there, like Eric suggested, then more's the better. And once we have the book, we can see what it tells us. It might give us a clue how to disrupt what she's done to the north.
Mm.
I have ways for us to sneak in to places. I can fool my way into places. That's all the things I'm good at. Build a
I'm a
book.
lot quieter without my plate armor, to be fair.
Try to steal the book, and then if the book is helpful, we use that to kill her. If not, then we make a stand anyway and hope for the best. I came up here to kill her. Might have not been at full capacity when I was making that choice, but it was my choice. And I'm going to try to do it.
Here to kill her too. Icewind Dale can't take another year of this winter. There'll be nothing left. The reindeer herds will be dead. The elk will be gone. The people will be gone.
Also, I currently have. Yeah, sorry, go.
If we do something, who will?
And I can scratch one god off my ledger. I have two of them. I need to kill. It'll be a busy year for me.
And quiet. Go in carefully. We need to go in.
Ed will kind of like shuffle on the spot and jingle all of his chainmail. It's like, quiet might be awkward for me, but
Well, I can help with some of the quiet. We have to have a plan. We don't want to fight, so we need ways of escaping. We need ways of being quiet and careful and safe. But if
That's why
anything,
in an emergency.
sorry, what was that?
I can make 2 of us fly in an emergency if we're looking for ways to escape.
I can become something that flies and maybe take a couple of us.
Yeah.
So
That's 5 people covered with that.
Who has that horn?
I think you do.
Do I? I don't think it's on my sheet. I seem to have.
Oh, yeah.
It seems to have it's disappeared. There was something weird in my inventory there.
That was
And
me
it's-
testing something.
And it's just disappeared.
Yeah, you don't have it anymore. If nobody else has got it, I'll add it. Thought
I
I'd given
think
it
we
to
might
you.
need that.
we probably, if there's something that can trap something quite big or get rid, just to give us enough time to run as well, that would be useful. And then we just need to make sure that we're rested first.
I do have it now. Thank you.
You do have it, okay.
Yep.
So would have had a few long rests by then, so I'll just come for you.
Yeah, you will have all had a number of short rests if you need to change any of your spells out, knowing where you're about to go.
Do you not want to do this, Cass?
No, I'm just out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah. I agree with Eris, though. Maybe nighttime while she's painting the sky. Although we don't know for sure if she's doing that or something is doing it on her behalf. Angajuk, could you describe this big thing with wings?
Well, I don't know the names of animals quite so much. Well, I've seen birds, of course. A seagull is the one I remember. Seagull. So I would say like a seagull, bigger.
A bird bigger than a seagull.
Yes, I
Would-
would say so.
As big as you said earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Would
That's a big ass
Would-
seagull.
yeah, with Eris's interest in nature, would she have an idea of what this could be?
Make a nature check.
Can I guidance myself just in case I roll
Sure,
shit?
you can.
Nature. Why is my nature so low? Oh, I have not got a clue, even with the guidance. It was on 19 for a second, and then it tumbled over to like a 4.
Ooh,
So I don't
no.
know.
No, but I mean, yeah, you don't know what it is or what it could be. But based on Angerjuck's poor description, seems like it's a bird of some description. And it would seem that it's predatory in some nature because it's gone after Angerjuck before.
So it's a massive bird of prey. I mean, Matt knows what that is, but Tom
Yeah.
doesn't. Okay, that's not good. Is this bird just on its own, or is it kind of icy looking?
Oh, white. Pure white, like the snow. Yeah. And you mean, was there another one? 2 of these things? No, only one. Only ever one of
Crossmaiden
these.
could be a god of prey.
I'm not sure. You have been mentioned this Frost Maiden over the past few days. Still not quite sure. You said it was similar to this Lathander you spoke of, in a similar sense. Honestly,
Nowhere near as powerful.
it does well of yours, of
Really?
course, based on your descriptions. But this talk of it does hurt my brain some. I'm not sure I understand it all. They all sound very powerful, and I think I would prefer to stay under the waves. It's all the same to you.
Are we ready then?
I am.
I'm still selecting spells.
Okay. What time would you like it to be when you arrive at the surface or shore of this island?
I would want the aurora to already be in the sky and to be traveling. That seemed to be traveling further away in the distance, not within easy eyesight of us.
Okay, so say it starts at about 6-7 p.m. Give it an hour or two.
Do we know?
Probably less than an hour, like half an hour. We want as
Right.
much time on the island before she comes back. We don't know
we
how long it
from our
takes her.
time, do we know from our time in the Dale when she's normally?
Yeah, I mean it goes dark early, as you know. The daylight's short, so like I say, 6-7. You start to see it go dark. Not long after that, you start to see the lights,
And then does that seem
and
to
then they
take?
continue pretty much throughout the dark period of the night, and then where you would expect the daytime to appear, the sky begins to lighten and the aurora kind of fades. So it's pretty much the entire nighttime. I'd say maybe 12 hours.
Is there an opportunity here that we're missing by waiting till she's gone? Is there an opportunity for us to observe and see what this thing is and judge it and see if it is the Frost Maiden or not?
But if she's, even if she is a god, she's still going to need to rest, isn't she?
Must
So-
take a lot of power to do this.
So, if we get there when she's gone, and then we could hide out and watch them return and wait for them to rest, and then we can leave.
Or attack.
If they return, then we will have a better
We
idea.
attack when she's tired.
I didn't say attack.
I did.
Oh dear.
If she needs to rest, then she's tired. If the end of the day, when we've all been through hard-fought battles, we've got nothing left, perhaps she'll be in the same situation.
Perhaps we will, so I think we need to take it, depending on how the evening goes.
I do worry awfully, so I would prefer not to hang around here. I may be some distance away. If you can call me, of course, I will come, but it may not be as quick as you'd like if you're doing the things you're talking about.
The decision we to make is, are we fighting her? Right here and now, do we all feel ready to fight her? Because if we step on that island, no matter what our plan is, we might have to. Even if we go in the middle of the night when she's up in the sky, she might be able to just come down. She might even see us while she's up there making the lights and come down. So we must be prepared to fight her, even if our plan is not to.
I'm prepared to fight her if we have to. And the thing that's sticking in my mind, when you spoke to that dragon about the Frost Maiden, the dragon didn't seem concerned.
Which means, does that mean that the dragon thinks it's more powerful? Which bodes well for us.
I mean, that's
Dragon
one
said
explanation.
she was owed the Frost Maiden. So, killing the Frost Maiden, if we manage to do that, may anger the dragon.
Oh, we just don't tell the dragon it was us. We're not doing it for the fame, are we?
No, but also if we don't know what we're gonna find here, and maybe there'll be something that can help us against the dragon. Because if the Frost Maiden is so powerful, then most powerful beings have powerful things. And then there'll be hopefully the codicil and everything else that Belin was after.
We don't know what other secrets these ruins that have been brought up from the bottom of the ocean may hold as well.
I think we need to be prepared for ice, cold, all of those things. And be prepared to fight if we need to.
Lovely Mr. Steve.
Hello, sir.
Seeing as Herd has arrived at the current level that he is, can we assume
yes.
that a handful of his spells that require monetary components he'll have turned up with?
Yeah, what are you thinking about?
He needs a set of platinum rings worth 50 gold for a spell I'd like to use.
Easy enough, yeah, that's cool.
Right.
Is that it?
That's it for the moment, yeah.
Fine, mate, yeah, no problem.
I'm happy to do the rest, when we get back to 10 Towns.
Yeah, you'd easy enough find those before you even arrived at 10 Towns.
I think Bradley might have told you this story, guys, but that's how Bradley's first character when we played together died. Because apparently it was that spell.
What spell? What spell is that?
Oh, you don't have to let them know.
Yeah. Best of luck to you.
I'm curious now. I'm gonna have to find out what that is.
I'll message you about it so you can prepare accordingly.
Okay.
It's brilliant. There's always a fun result.
Okay.
My suggestion is we surface within 30 minutes of the aurora starting to give us the maximum amount of time on the island, hopefully with her gone, assuming that thing is her or carrying her. And I guess we'll find out if she's still on the island.
Yeah, when we're getting ready to step foot on the island, Herd will shuffle up to Cass, and he'll just have this moment where he passes her one of the rings, and he's like, I think you should probably wear one of these. You seem like the group healer, and you could probably do with the added protection from it.
What does it do?
It'll help protect you a little bit against some incoming damage.
Thank you.
So for an hour, whilst you wear that, you get +1 to your AC and saving throws, and you are resistant to all damage.
Sure you want to use this up now?
It's only when you cast the spell, but whoever you cast it on must have the other ring, so you're giving her that up front. Have I got that right?
Yeah, I'm handing her the ring in preparation for when it's needed.
Yeah.
I know what this spell is.
I do too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't.
You're now
Now I'm
married.
It's not quite that far. But I will keep that on hold for when that's needed.
Okay. So Cass has 1 platinum ring being worn or on her person.
Just another GM question. The spell conjure minor elementals.
Mm-hmm.
Are we good with that, or do we not use it?
How many can it bring forth?
1, 2, 4, or 8. But I'm not going to be using that many.
In principle, I've got no problem with it. The only concern with summoning creatures like that is that it can potentially slow the combat round down, because you've got to go through, unless we figure out a way of doing it quickly. Whereas if we say you've got 8, they all attack the same target or whatever. Because if they're split up all over a battle scene, I got to go around each individual token, and it really lengthens the turn for people to get a go. That's the only concern with it. That's all.
Okay. Thank you.
But if you want to use it, let's talk about it in the chat or whatever, and we'll see if we can come up with a feasible way of doing it. Any other prep or questions or clarifications? So what time do you want to surface? Have you agreed, or still thrashing it out?
My personal view is 30 minutes after the aurora appears.
I agree with Tok. I think we ought to do this as the first trip should just be, see what we see now and try and do it when danger is the lowest. So we might be able to return afterwards if we feel a bit more confident about it, but we don't know what we're going to find. We should probably prepare for the worst as well, like Locke said.
Okay.
I'll take
you
the
wanna-
silence as agreement.
Do you want to go for it in the last 15 minutes, or do you want to call it for tonight?
I want to
Just set
see
foot and
what
take
we're.
a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Go on, you tease.
Just, yeah, we can take a quick look. You can pause it just as the Frostmaiden covers it. At the
I
tax.
never think of the correct spells.
Let me know if you can or can't see. Oh, I haven't done it yet.
I knew there was ability which
Wait.
was like identify CR rating. But,
No, fucking say.
The most meta spell ever.
yeah.
So yeah, you surface all very nervous in Angjuk, as the water kind of cascades down this invisible bubble and down the whale's flanks. The first thing that greets you, I guess, is some steps. The visual is steps, a winding path leading up from the water's edge up to the top, probably some 50 feet up the upper cliffside, up onto the top of the island proper, where you assume the proper level land would be. And as you set foot out the boat and place foot on the ice or the first step, you notice that these steps are huge. They are built and constructed. They're not it's not a natural feature for giant proportions, and they're sheer and made of ice. As you cast about, you see probably 50 feet out from the island where you can see there's just a almost opaque fog bank. The island is clear, but outside of that, it's almost like it's either being hidden or there's something pushing that fog back from the island. And within your within your range of vision that isn't obscured by the fog, you see lots of almost like flotsam, broken pieces of wood. You recognize a mast. You do see half a ship on a berg that kind of floats a little. There's a lot of ship wreckages lying around. Yeah, that's the initial snapshot.
Wow. Fog's fortuitous. Fog's gonna step off and onto the land.
Locke will follow with cellular of determination.
Follow on, just in awe at the size and scale of it.
Yeah, everyone gets off successfully. It's not a problem. And Angerjuk wishes you well. Urges you to make contact if you need to. But he can't promise how quickly he can get to you. But he will try to be as quick as he can and stay as close as he can without getting himself into any danger, because he needs to surface. You imagine that this area, actually, now that you're on land, was probably a dock. It's taken a while to recognize structures because everything's at a magnitude larger, so the scale throws your recognition off by a couple of seconds. But you get into grips now and you realize, pretty much everything here is huge. Certainly anything that's been constructed. But it's not whole by any means. And you imagine some of it's, well, you can see some of it's kind of broken away and tumbled back into the ocean. So some of the causeways and dock areas have become damaged.
Well, by the scale of this is...
Are you muted, Matt?
One step at a time.
Well, if we just want to get in and out, and cast locate object.
We not need to have seen the thing to do that.
Describe or name an object that is familiar to you.
Okay, well, we've heard quite a lot about it. That is true.
I wouldn't say it's familiar to you.
Can I unprepare that spell?
Yeah, you can.
So I went to update my spells by importing from D&D Beyond, and I lost all my spells.
Don't.
Start helping folk up the stairs.
Okay, anybody that's trying to get up them stairs then gonna need to make some checks. Athletics checks. If Tok says he's trying to help, leg up or whatever it may be, or if anybody's got any equipment or anything that might assist in any way, let me know, and I can adjust DCs.
Head will help some people too.
Eris will she'll probably try and get Fred Reader to go first, and she'll guidance him.
Okay.
Yeah, I go and then try and help Harris up behind me.
Okay.
And I will then guidance myself.
Okay, if you're going first, then Thread Reader, an athletics check, please.
Is guidance a D4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. You grip and scrabble and haul your carcass over the lip of the first step and turn round to help. Who's next?
I think Eris would follow after Fred Reader and try and get a hand up.
Yeah, I'll put a hand down after me to try and grab Eris and help
with
her.
advantage because you're having help.
And is that athletics?
Athletics,
did you say,
please.
or acrobat? Okay.
Athletics, but with advantage.
Oh, come on, just roll. Oh.
Okay. Eris's light frame is quickly hauled up by Threadreader and boosted up by Tok from below, and you kind of whoop, like Mario jump up onto the top. Who's next?
We'll use Shape Water to have two of its effects active. So I will move 5 foot cube of water to create like almost like a smaller step, and then freeze it in place. And then step on that, then move another one, freeze it in place. Kind of create steps like that, one after the other.
Yeah, that's nice. And Locke kind of walks past you, Eris, as you're kind of heaving yourself up. Locke does a Magneto, stepping on the metal step by step, but does it with ice, and just kind of casually strolls up past you.
Him.
He's the worst person ever.
That's going to make it a lot easier.
Nice.
Lot easier.
Luck.
I just. Well, I have a shield, so we could always springboard someone up there if anybody was interested to talk.
Well, I don't think we need to now. That's the point. Lot just
Well.
build the steps. Then let's just build the steps.
It has to be one after the other, because I'm gonna have 2 steps at a time. But like,
Yeah.
if we, I can stay there and kind of keep doing that, so you can all walk up.
Yeah. Well, once they're frozen, they're not going to melt here, are they?
Well, no, but like once I can only have 2 effects active at a time. So once I
Yeah.
freeze another step, then once I try to freeze the first step, then the first one will go.
2 steps wouldn't be enough to get all the way to the top, so you'd have to release the first one, and it would liquefy. Then you would have to, with the spell, move it to replace, and keep building up like that, one after
it
the other.
instantly thaws out, does it? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
only 2
You can only
effects.
concentrate on 2 effects at once, I think it is. So as soon as he drops concentrate, tries to make the third one, the first one disappears.
Yeah. Okay.
So no rolls required. If lock is clever use of shape water, nicely used.
It climbs anyway.
Yeah. Nicely done. Have an inspiration point for that lock. I like that. And you all get to the top and cast about, and you see just a desolate, icy plain, the odd snowdrift just blowing across, very desolate. The island kind of peaks towards the central area of the island, and it's dominated by almost like a mountainous plateau, and kind of on top of that plateau you just see in the distance this structure, this tower, this keep maybe, and you just see the face of a skull built into the structure just staring out. And I had some nice art to show you somewhere.
Is it Castle Grayskull?
It's Castle Grayskull. It really is.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, so you get to the top of these docks and the top of the steps, and yeah, you cast around. The aurora's beginning to form to the south. Anything that was flying is out of sight now, far enough away. Don't see anything in the sky. And that's probably where we'll need to pick up, I guess, won't it? Because we're near 10.
2 minutes to.
Whoops!
Wait for
Oh
the
shit!
picture to
Sorry,
load.
I just bloody activated the other one again.
No, it didn't. It didn't do it. Still loading. It says 99%.
That whale was the shit.
Where it was.
I was not expecting that.
So weird.
Such like full MVP, just the best.
Whenever
Everyone
I
needs
hear
a-
a talking whale. Sorry, go
Well,
on.
yeah. Everyone's just going to
What,
say
it
everyone needs a
happens a lot,
friendly.
does it?
Oh yeah, regularly.
Yeah,
I
just
hear
all the
Bill
time.
Bailey in
Imagine-
Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah, I was thinking
Oh, yeah.
of that as well. I will call this falling.
What's this big thing rushing towards me? Ound.
I wonder if it'll be
Ground.
my friend.
Hello, ground.
Yeah, that was properly weird.
That was
We nearly skipped it.
We did.
that fucking bell. We just had to.
Sorry.
No, I just.
Hey,
we,
no,
I
well,
think we all
that's
felt
the
the
whole
same. I
point,
just.
isn't it?
Well, there was-
You get nervous about interfering with things because it can have such horrible consequences. So you get scared to touch things then, don't you?
Yeah.
It's always a
Hazel-
gamble. You never know what side you're going to get.
Hazel has become the polar opposite of Ahab.
Yeah.
This is my white whale, but it's the best kind. It's, oh, I love it.
You're always going to be looking for your whale friend now, your white whale friend.
Oh, so we're going to do visits? We're going to take people
Yeah,
to
this is-
meetings?
You know, the original Breakfast Club set up the ice cream business in Waterdeep. Now this is tour guides up in the
Yeah.
north.
I swear to God, if anything tries to hurt him, I will rip them limb from fucking limb.
So vengeful. The picture's loaded, but it's just black.
Oh, there's nothing with
You
it.
might have token vision on it.
Yeah, 1 sec.
Oh, Millicent.
Oh, yeah, it's Castle Grayskull. It looks a slightly more sinister one, though, to be fair. Oh, it's animated as well.
Yeah, see you, Tom. Thanks, mate.
See you, Tom.
Sorry.
There we
Thank you
go.
very much. Yeah, that whale was properly bizarre.
Yeah. That was...
Right. I shall stop the stream unless anyone has anything they want to say.
Be
Thanks
nice
for
to
watching.
whales.
Be nice to
Save
whales.
the whales. And hello again, future me.
Hello,
Goodbye,
future
future
me.
me.